What's good, everybody? How everybody doing? Reporting live from Babylon. It's your boy Killer. Fine, uh, motherfuckers just chilling. My nigga Knock Knock about to be in here in a little while. About to sit up and talk about some shit, you know, current events. That's about it. Shit look like we got action right now.
What's up with it?
What's going on, brother? Just
Oh,
playing a little
shit, man.
intro song. Just playing a
Okay.
little intro song. You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. About to just roll up some of this good weed. You know,
Okay. Do what you do. We just gonna
roll up.
chill for a minute. You know what I'm talking about? How niggas
Oh,
doing
yeah,
though?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yes. I need a few seconds to roll up. I got some good weed this time, too, man.
Okay, okay. Dig that.
It's better than last time.
Nah, I feel
Nah,
that.
last time, I don't know. Just fucked up. What you been up to, though, bro?
Hey man, I'm on my off day. I'm just sitting up chilling. I went
Yes,
uh
indeed.
my son is in these motherfuckers now. So we went to a collectible shop. I gave him
Yeah,
all my old cards. He got like a couple cards he got a whole bunch of little Steph rookies and shit like that. So he about to get them
good.
graded and get the little money for that shit. So,
Yes, indeed.
but just chilling, bro.
Yeah, man. I got a
Sitting
lot of
up fucking with the shit.
Yeah, man. I ain't doing too much, man. I'm about to see. I'm trying to see if we're gonna go to this Mike Epps shit they got in the town right hidden for the day.
Oh, okay. Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Don Hooley. That Don Hooley, yeah, I'm
Shit,
saying.
that sound like the place to be.
Ah, yes indeed. Yes indeed.
Hell yeah. That Mike Epps shit sound like the place to be.
You know what I'm saying? And it's cheap too. It ain't even that expensive either. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Just to get out the house, a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, when you get your mind off of a lot of things, you know what I mean, everything else get to work out.
Oh yeah. You get to listen to shit behind, outside of your body, so to speak. You watching everything that's going on, but you thinking, you know.
The environment. You know what I mean? The environment part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The what
Get
they
a
call
good
the atmosphere.
yeah, the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never been to I went to the Dave Chappelle comedy show that they had, but I wish I would have been able to go to a Dave Chappelle show before he got on this serious talk shit that he be on. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just
Yeah.
that people coming
Not a lot of
we
comedy in
want to
there.
get no, it's comedy, but you could and I'm not saying New Day like he something different, but I'll say you tell that the New Day he pushing a political side. You know what I'm saying? More than just the
Yeah.
comedy like the else used to. And even Chris Rock tried to get on that and it fucks up the show.
To be honest, it has to be funny. The thing is like if you listen to old school Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney used to be like literally, I'm gonna talk about this political shit. I'm gonna put some shit in your ear, but at the same time, I'm gonna talk about it from a nigga point of view. It's like I'm up, but I'm gonna talk about it from a nigga point of view. And you look, nigga, you know what's wrong. really going on. I'm explaining it to y'all.
Mhm.
This nigga said this and this and this. I can't believe this motherfucker said this shit. Nigga, I would have robbed this motherfucker. That's what makes it funny. But he keeping it 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you when you go to
Where is it?
when you
Where it is
strip
now? Go
when
ahead,
you
brother.
strip when you strip comedy like, cause I be high at the house, just trying to laugh, and you know once that, like they say, once that light bulb, once that light bulb goes in your head, bro, that shit don't even be entertaining no more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
when we watch hella YouTube trying to just go through comedians, they showing you the same shit on YouTube, bro. Like it's like you can't find an actual funny Corey Holcomb show unless you go to the show now. You can't listen
I
to
bet
something
you I'll
funny
show
now.
you. I bet you I could show you,
No,
but
no,
it's
no.
it's the
I'm
old
saying
shit.
I'm saying Corey got a lot of his old shit on YouTube, and now you'd have to go to the 51 show to listen on the podcast part. But I'm like, if I type in comedy on YouTube, if I type stand-up comedy on YouTube, it's gonna be all type of comedy shit, but ain't none of it gonna be funny like how if you go back 20 years ago when you go to I'm saying Def Comedy Jam and you like they got a whole roster of this shit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, nowadays it's more on point. It's like more live, and even like I put it like this. I mean, you seen them videos that I posted up, old school Corey Holcomb.
Yeah. I watched
That
the old school Corey Holcomb video.
yeah,
He
that's
only got
all
three.
the
He
first
only
show.
because Corey, when you type in Holcomb, got the domain working, and then he got another one. But Corey don't even have that many stand-ups on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying shows wise.
Yeah,
I'm saying
yeah. But see, this the thing though. Corey be on the road. That's the
yeah,
thing. That's why if you listen to the show, he's always be like, dude, they not gonna let me be on movies based on what I
yeah,
say. But guess what? They know I'm hella funny, but they want me to conform to them. That's why that nigga you be like, but the 5150 show is literally like I could do my show. I could write funny ass jokes to the shit. But at the same time, if I did that shit, it'll get me blackballed because
yeah,
I'm unfiltered. So when I do my show, you can hear how the jokes went. But if you come to the 5150 show that's live, because all them shows is live, it's
yeah,
like you get to hear what's on my mind when I'm talking about it.
yeah,
It's totally different. And the thing is, I promise you, all them clips I posted up was from the first show that he did unfiltered. That's why I put classic 5150. He used to call it this is the bootleg 5150 show because the first Corey show was on Foxhole Radio. And the only reason they gave him a show because he was on Speedy's Comedy Corner as just like a dude in the background, but his jokes used to hit the hardest.
I seen
And
something
it
about uh I seen something about him and Jamie Foxx on the show today. He wasn't dissing Jamie, he was just saying we two dominant dudes. Yeah, I'm saying and Jamie got his own thing to do his own way in the comedy world, and I got my own thing to do in the comedy world. But that they was never beefing. You know what I'm saying? They still cool though.
no, no,
They
they
still
wasn't
cool.
never beefing. It was because he was on Corey Holcomb's show. I mean, he was on Corey Holcomb was on his radio station.
Yeah.
And when they gave him the show, they was like, fuck it. You've been on the radio for like 3 years on Speedy's show. Like, if you want to hear the old school Corey Holcomb, it's on Speedy's Comedy Corner.
And Speedy was the old dude, right?
He was Jamie Foxx's partner. Like that was his partner, and he used to help him. He like Speedy used to help him write jokes, and that nigga used to open up for him and host shows for him. But like if you went to an old school Jamie Foxx show, you gonna see Speedy. Speedy
Yeah.
was like the nigga that like this is he give him the entrance and shit. He'd tell a couple of jokes, but when you go to Jamie Foxx was hella funny, but he didn't know how to write jokes.
Yeah. And
He
that
was
that's what
like
it was like.
literally like a roaster. Like I'm a roaster. Like that's it. And I could come off it off the top of my head. But when you get on stage, you can't roast like they give you 15 minutes. 15 minutes don't seem like nothing. But if you
But
don't got nothing,
yeah.
if you don't got nothing, nigga, that 15 minutes seem like the longest 15 minutes in the fucking world.
No, that's real. That's real.
Cause you gotta come with jokes. You can't roast niggas for 15 minutes. It's not gonna work.
Don't push towards the town.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
And the thing
exactly.
is, when we used to look at comedy shows, when we used to look at the videos, they edited out all the times where niggas was booing it. They only got the best of it. So a
No,
nigga
no,
might
no.
do a 2 hour show
A few
and only
shows.
got
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, no.
No, I seen a few shows on BET where they showed the crickets. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers wasn't funny, and even then, how they got the layout where they show when comedians start saying, "Let me get all the Capricorns out there. Let me
Yeah.
where all the who
Look,
birthday is it? Like y'all niggas running out of
look,
jokes.
give a shout out. Look, give a shout out to the females up in this motherfucker. These females is on shit. You know what I'm saying? They got a jobs, they boss
Women
bitches
be
and shit. Hey,
shopping. Women be shopping.
oh my God, women be shopping. Man, every time you got some money, this bitch wants some money. It's like, damn, bitch, I got like $500. I worked 2 weeks to get this $500. You want to go spend it all? Guess what? The bitch want to spend it on some bullshit. I'm looking like, bitch, I want a bikini. Bitch, we don't never go to the motherfucking beach. It's like,
Whole
that's
time
comedy.
watching the white people comedy. But when you listen to black comedy and white comedy, white people will let you bomb a show and still have fun. They still clapping for you. It's
Yeah,
like
they not there to disrespect you, bruh. They will at the end of the show and say, they'll go to the end of the show and say, yeah, it wasn't that funny.
yeah.
Whereas niggas is sitting up like, nigga, I brought my cousin to this is my cousin's birthday. You go come up here and be on some bullshit. I said that you was the shit one day. Nigga,
You
we
gonna be on
came
this
up
shit right
here,
now?
we bought 10 drinks to this shit. What the fuck? Like we came in the club and bought 10 drinks.
Hell no.
But that's the game though.
No, it's all game. Like even for example, Mike Epps. If you know Mike Epps, you already know he remix a lot of jokes, and then he throw in a little a little laughter. He might have two jokes that you never heard him say, but everything else you damn near want to hear him say 13, 47.
See, look, see, this the thing. That's what that nigga the argument has always been like people come to hear how funny you are, or do people come to hear them jokes again? It's like, is it the bit? Because they call every joke a bit. Is the is
Yeah,
the is it the bit, or is it the bit plus some shit that you got that's new? That's why people use current events. You feel what I'm saying? Like Jerry Seinfeld, this nigga get $1 million a show and he'd tell the same jokes for 2 years and maybe mix in a little bit different shit, but like they scream like, Jerry, say that joke my partner said that was funny. Remember he said you was talking about the slot machine, and that nigga gonna tell the joke.
yeah. But that's the jokes that actually hit. Like the only
Yeah.
they go back to what you said earlier with Jamie Foxx being a good roaster. Mike Epps is a good roaster, but as far as like jokes that you can actually, you know what I'm saying, live off of, like these jokes, I could say this one joke, and this one joke will last damn near 10 years. Every time they want to see me, they want me to say it. Or I could say a joke like, all right, on to the next one, nigga. We need to hear something else. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, it depends on the crowd. Because the thing is,
Yeah,
these people is getting put into crowds that's like, if you can say three things that's funny, you already eating food.
yeah,
You sitting down, you came for the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? You came to the MGM motherfucking casino and you was in the restaurant and you was eating, and then they put a nigga on stage. You know what I'm
I
saying? We
think it go
paid this
back to
nigga to come through. Now we might go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
it go back to like Corey said. I cut you off. It go back to like Corey said when he said, "Man, I ride the bus on sometime weekend. Stay funny." Dion Cole said the same shit. He said, man, if you want to stay funny, you gotta stay living. You gotta stay moving around and be in places where fun happens sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
See?
If you a nigga that's just you rich now and you don't really care about these jokes and shit, you're not gonna be rehearsing. You know what I'm saying? And getting out
Yeah.
there.
But see, there's two type of comics though. There's the comics that they gon' see, they call what they call a workout room. The workout rooms is in the hood.
Yeah,
The workout rooms is
like
where
today.
nobody don't think nothing is funny. They sitting up like, nigga, you talking, why are you talking? Like, nigga, we eating this shit like that. We having bottles and shit. Like,
Yeah,
like we just chilling and shit. Like you want to get off your work, that's cool. It's like in LA. If you want to go to a comic show, you can go to it's this place called the Comic Store. You can literally pay like 30, $40 and see the best comedians in the world. Cause they just pulling up and they gonna be saying jokes that you heard first. And then you hear like a year later, they got their comedy, they got their big series or whatever that's on the thing. He was like, oh yeah, that shit was funny. I want to watch that shit. That nigga, I remember that nigga said that shit. The Comedy Store is like the underground shit. Like literally they had shit where it was like Dave Chappelle, it's like Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, motherfucking Joe Rogan hosting that motherfucker with Kevin Hart. That's like four. It'll be 10 niggas on that motherfucker, but it'll be four niggas that's like top. And Dave Chappelle will come to the Comedy Store and literally do 2 hours of comedy.
yeah, that's like
Like literally just sit up, niggas pass the blunts. He's sitting up like, what you talking about? Your name so and so? Oh, for real? What's the like? What do you think is popping right now? Oh man, talk about so and so, and they on point right there,
you know what I'm saying?
and all
That's
of it being recorded.
That's why I say it's different. Like this one, I think it's I think that she said it's Cedric Dinner, like DC Young Fly and like a couple other young people.
Listen,
So you
I
like
bet you
said, they don't
Said is gonna kill that shit. I promise you.
they don't.
Said is gonna be the nigga that
Now
destroy all that shit.
said act like said do comedy like he ain't never done shit before. He's still that funny.
Yeah, Cedric the Entertainer literally got a couple of jokes. He got a couple of jokes, and then like you make Said the host, cause he gonna be roasting niggas in the crowd, but it's gonna be cool though. It's gonna be like, hey, what's going on with you? Hey, shit, you showed up with four bitches and shit like that. Like all them girls with you for real? Oh, for real? Oh shit. Well, shit, we is up in the Bay Area. You know, the Bay Area niggas, them niggas be looking like this, and they, you know, what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be like that, and it's literally just to get a nigga's time in between. Said is going when you see a Cedric the Entertainer comedy hour where it's just him by himself. That's like 3 years worth of comedy. You didn't hear that shit. He was hosting some shit. That nigga pulled up, did this shit at somebody's birthday party. Like them niggas get bags and shit like that. Like it'd be crazy. What's going on, everybody? Live from Babylon. We just got some little technical difficulties. What's going on with everybody though? But yeah. I mean, I wanted to bring up a topic like what's going on nowadays and shit like that. Um, man, what's going on with the NBA? Cause they said some bullshit about not I don't even want to say the NBA. Somebody that so called represent the NBA. They said some bullshit about Dylan Brooks. I don't even like Dylan Brooks like that because he talk a lot of bullshit. But at the same time, it's like somebody that's not a highly respected reporter. He got the inside scoop, and he just happened to be allegedly, maybe I snapped, connected to LeBron. Some nigga named Shams, and his name is Shams, which is crazy. It's like nigga, you a sham. This nigga said that nobody want to sign Dylan Brooks regardless of anything. And not nobody, the Grizzlies. Grizzlies don't want to sign Dylan Brooks no matter what anybody says or under no circumstances. So he not gonna get signed. And there's no reasoning behind it. The only reason you could speculate is that he talked shit to LeBron. And the nigga that put it out is allegedly connected to LeBron. And he's allegedly connected to the people that was talking shit, putting out all the bad information about Westbrook. And I'm not gonna lie, I said like I was looking at the videos like, damn, Westbrook been on some other shit that other year. But the thing is, one thing I didn't take in accountability is Westbrook never played with LeBron. He's been used to having the ball in his hand. And when he had the ball in his hand, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. James Harden is a guy up out there. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant is a guy up out there. Bradley Beal is a guy up out there. And it came later when people named Stephen A. Smith said shit about this nigga, about this guy. Excuse me. I don't want to call him a nigga. Said shit about this guy. And then they made like they made the they made the playoffs. They did something where they almost made the playoffs. And Westbrook was one of the guys that made one of the shots and shit like that on Washington. So then he go to the Lakers, and then all of a sudden Westbrook is terrible. Now some of that is on him, but the thing is, they don't put out the same information about LeBron. But guess who they put out all that bad information on? Anthony Davis. Is whatever Anthony Davis is doing right now, his numbers went down, but the injury history not the same. And what people want to say is, oh, well, this got to do with uh, expectations. Anthony Davis is crumbling under the pressure for expectations. Now, that's bullshit. Like, that's bullshit. If Anthony Davis was on the Warriors, they win a championship. It wouldn't be nothing. They would say it's cheating. The only way that they would say it's not cheating is if they want to back up LeBron. So let's say you trade Anthony Davis, you trade Anthony Davis for you trade Anthony Davis head up for Klay Thompson. And Klay is that guy. But Klay get hot, Anthony Davis get hot. I think if you have the injuries the same kind of way, I think they would be equal. But they started talking shit about Klay. They started talking crazy about Klay. So it's wild. But the thing is, when Steph go for 50 and Klay Thompson don't, they don't say, oh, Klay Thompson is the reason why they almost lost the game. But Anthony Davis could score 30. LeBron could score 20 and have 10 rebounds and 10 assists. He got a triple double. That's a Westbrook assist, right? That's a Westbrook type of triple double. But they will say that Anthony Davis only had 15 points. He had 10 rebounds and 10 assists, plus a couple of blocks, plus a couple of steals, but they lost by 10, 15 points. But LeBron is the guy. It's crazy. It's real crazy. But I guess that's the game nowadays. I guess the game nowadays is LeBron is the guy, no matter what. But even though Anthony Davis is better than LeBron and has been better than LeBron, Anthony Davis has been better than LeBron for years now. How however long LeBron has been on the Lakers, Anthony Davis has been better than him. He's been better than him a little bit longer than that because I feel like, but see, you got to factor in injuries. You got to factor in injuries. But if you put if you put Anthony Davis where he don't get injured, say he didn't play all the games. He played this amount of games as LeBron, but he didn't have the injuries like that. He would be a better player. Nobody wants to argue that. They want to say bullshit like, well, LeBron is 40, 41 years old and he's still putting up 30, but they losing. But they were losing. Well, the Lakers been the best team in the West since the trade deadline where they traded all their teams. They traded the majority of their team. Well, if you say that the LeBron winning the championship in the bubble doesn't count, then you hate him. Then what about the team that won the championship in the bubble? And what about the coach? Because none of them is there. The only people there is LeBron and AD. What about this year when Malik Monk was the one of the best scorers on the team and he made the minimum, but then when the Kings gave him some money, he got to go back and play with the same player he played with in college, De'Aaron Fox. They was the number 3 seed from a team that didn't even make the playoffs. They was the number 3 seed. It's weird. It's weird. It just seemed like everybody that actually plays with LeBron, because LeBron makes everybody better, but their numbers go down, and when they miss the playoffs, it don't matter what LeBron did. And just to show that this is not no hate, like I actually think LeBron is a cool person. And I think you don't disrespect a guy like LeBron. And the only way you disrespect LeBron is because they call him the GOAT. If you don't call LeBron the GOAT, he's a very good basketball player. Maybe even top five, maybe even top 10, maybe even top 10. But he's not a lock. They'd be like, well, he beat Kareem record, so he's the best scorer ever. Kobe was considered one of the greatest scorers ever. He didn't beat Kareem record. He didn't play 20 years. Jordan was like fifth. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up just so I don't mess this up since I'm online. Top 10 all time NBA scorers. We're gonna look at it. Okay. Just waiting a little bit. Okay. Now, LeBron, see, LeBron has almost 100 more minutes. Almost has, excuse me, LeBron has 11. Damn. Uh, LeBron has like 4,000 more minutes than Jordan. Almost 5,000. He got almost 5,000 more minutes than Jordan. He has almost 100 more games than Jordan. Jordan shot, LeBron shot 78,000. Okay, he got 2,000 more points than Jordan. Hold on. Yeah, all time stat. This is home. I want all time. Excuse me. Points leaders. Okay. ESPN point leader. Jordan is fifth all time. Fifth. Fifth all time. Okay. Jordan has 32,292 points. LeBron has 38,652 points. But this is the thing. LeBron played 7 more seasons than Jordan. Jordan was fourth all time because he beat Wilt Chamberlain, but Kobe came and beat him. Jordan was fourth all time. Jordan was fourth all time in 13 years. 13 years. out of a potential 15 years in his when he retired because he stayed out a whole year. He came back the last bit of a year. Then he retired for a while, and then he came back and played 2 years. So if you gave Jordan the same amount of time that LeBron played, it he would have beat Kareem record. He'd have beat Kareem record years ago, and he probably would have had like a 3, 4, maybe even a 5,000 point on top of that. Like Jordan retired averaging like 37, I mean 27, like 27, 28 points a game, maybe even almost 30 points a game. He retired at that. Like he retired at that. But LeBron is on year 20. Took him 20 years to beat Kareem record. I can argue if Jordan, if Jordan, even though Jordan came in the league 3 years, like he came in the league when he was like 21, almost 22. LeBron came in the league at almost 19. Almost 19. Jordan came in, say, 2 years old. So he got 2 years on Jordan. And then Jordan took a year and a half off the first time around. And then Jordan took like almost five, like I think like 5 years. Took like 5 years off and then came back and averaged up. And this the thing though. Do you think if Jordan could have came in and said, okay, I want to win the championship, can you trade all of these players and give us some good players coming from off some other teams? Like D'Angelo Russell, I don't want to say shouldn't have got traded to the Lakers. If they're available, take them. But they traded everybody. They only left like maybe 4 or 5 people on the team. They traded. You can have 15 people on the team now. I know for sure they traded about maybe 9 people to get maybe 7, 8 people back. And this is the cold part. D'Angelo Russell don't get no props for being D'Angelo Russell, even though, he cool. He cool. He's not gonna play no defense. And sometimes he shoot when he shouldn't shoot, but sometimes he's hot. So you gotta live with that. Um, he shoot better than Westbrook. When you got somebody like LeBron, you know, LeBron is gonna shoot threes. LeBron is one of the worst 3-point shooters. He's not worse than Westbrook, but Westbrook don't have a hand on the ball as much as LeBron. He don't have his hand on the ball as much as LeBron. So what you think gonna happen? See, that's the thing. I think LeBron's mentality, if he got on the team, say if LeBron and Kobe played on the same team, I think LeBron could excel in that because he likes doing that. He would rather pass it to you to make it. He gonna get his points. LeBron is more of a role player that's a facilitator and has the potential of scoring a whole bunch of points than like a main scorer. Now he's been a main scorer and he's won a lot of games, but even right now, the fact that you have an argument who should touch the ball more, Anthony Davis or LeBron, that's a joke. That's a joke. The when LeBron came to the and this is a wild take, but when LeBron came to the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was still a good player. He wasn't better than AD. He wasn't better than Kevin Durant. Well, you say, well, if you put Kevin Durant on that team, he might not have won. I'm like, dude, you don't know. You don't like it took LeBron having Chris Bosh and D Wade for him to win a championship. Kevin Durant averaged 30. He would have averaged more points if the referees would have called it down the middle. It's even to the point where you got people saying, man, Kevin Durant, he's still new in the league. I know that was a foul, and that could have won them the game. That could have won them the game. But Kevin Durant is a little too young to get that. LeBron been in the league longer. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, man. All that shit is bullshit. It is no way in hell if, excuse me. The funny part about this whole conversation is like the people that talk about the NBA and watch a bunch of games, they be like, well, you know he's not going to get that call. And I'm like, yeah, but why didn't he? If you want to say, well, he didn't get the call, people miss calls all day, that's an easy way of dismissing shit. That's a real easy way of dismissing shit. People dismiss a whole lot of real shit at the end of the day. They dismiss that shit. It's like, oh, well, it's one call in the game. If they would have played better, then maybe they wouldn't have been in that position. It's like maybe that call at the end of the game that was a bad call wasn't the only bad call. Maybe it was a whole bunch of bad calls through the game, but the fact that that team was still in the game and it came down to a bad call, it came down to a terrible call. Maybe that might have been one of the tipping points. But nobody never think about that. They was like, oh, well, the Lakers won the championship in the bubble. And you got people that, like LeBron said, man, y'all got to give us our respect. Maybe now y'all give us our respect. The fuck is you talking about? People don't respect you. I'm talking shit about you, but I respect you, bro. You just not the GOAT. And you shouldn't let people say that. Like, you should never let nobody say that. You should never let nobody say that. But I look at it like you're an opportunist. If you was my partner and that's the line that you pushing, guess what? I might say that. Yeah, like I don't think nobody better than LeBron. Excuse me. I don't think nobody better than LeBron. I think uh, what LeBron is doing is changing the game. But that's just because you my partner. If we sit up and talk, like you get mad at me. I'm like, dude, you're not. I don't want to tell you you're not better than Kobe. It's just when you bring shit like salute to you, um, I fuck with you. You the homie. My favorite player is still Kobe. Well, I did this differently. Okay, that's cool. My favorite player is still Kobe. You did what you did, and I respect it, and I salute it. And I'm gonna go around salute, you know. But I got a whole bunch of favorite rappers that's rap right now, but Pac is still the best to me. That's just it. But that's just to me. And I wouldn't compare you to Pac. But when you start comparing yourself to Pac, I'm gonna show you how y'all different. Now you might say I'm different and I'm better. I might say, cool, you are different, but I don't think you better, and that's your decision. But when you start comparing yourself to Pac, it's not gonna work. It's an unfair comparison to me. That's why when people say that LeBron is better than Jordan, that's an unfair comparison on both sides. LeBron did different shit than Jordan did, but if it come down to winning, Jordan got the one of the highest winning percentages. Like Will Chamberlain got bigger stats and all that type of shit. He don't got a better winning percentage than Jordan. He don't. Even Kareem, his last couple of years, he averaged like 10, 15, and maybe even like 5 points a game and shit like that. Jordan last year he averaged up when he was old. And they didn't even make the playoffs. He averaged dub. He's around the same age as Kareem. Averaged dub. Now you trying to tell me if you in the end of your career you didn't get a young Magic Johnson, you know what I'm saying? Byron Scott and all these different people, and then you end up when they retire, you had James Worthy. I think you put Jordan with them, he killed. I think you put Kobe with them, I think he killed. I think you put LeBron with them, you killed. But as far as bring what you bring to the table, mm, I don't know it because I ain't never seen it. Like I ain't never seen it from LeBron. I seen LeBron get taken out a whole bunch of games. Now I seen a whole bunch of people picking it up, and when LeBron figuring it out, there's other people that's picking it up. I still feel like if you replace LeBron with Giannis, I don't think I don't think the I don't think the Heat lose a championship. That's just my opinion. I don't think the Heat. If you replace LeBron with Giannis, I don't think they lose a championship. Giannis might not be the best player. Giannis might be the third best player on the team. But D Wade is the best player, and then you got Giannis, and then you got Chris Bosh, and then you got the rest of the team because nobody talk about what Mike Miller did. Nobody talk about what Shane Battier did. Nobody talk about what nobody talk about even Mario Chalmers. They don't even talk about that type of shit. They don't talk about them contributions. They say LeBron won a championship. That's all I'm saying. Even with KD. KD won MVP. Steph didn't have as many points. And then the next time when like KD was averaging almost 30, but Steph averaged 27 and almost averaged a triple double in the finals. KD still won the MVP. But you're not gonna talk about what Steph did. Steph is cool with that. Steph averaged 9 rebounds a game, 10 assists, and if I'm not mistaken, like 25, 20, between 25 and 27 points a game. Almost a triple double in a championship series where they should have swept them, but in the game that they had, it was the longest game. It's the longest game in playoff history. Like every single foul was a timeout, and every single you had shit where they had to review plays. It's like, no, oh, this is a foul, but we got to review it. It's like the Warriors won by more than 20 points. Excuse me. almost more than 20 points every game. But game 4, when they was about to sweep them, the Cavaliers was up by 20 points at halftime, and the game never came back. But then the next game they beat them by like 20 points. The game before that they beat them by like 10, 20 points. They were completely outclassed. But one game they came together. One game they came together. It just happened to be the worst officiated game in finals history. With on top of that, that the game was long because they reviewed every play, damn near every foul. And then in the press, it was like, man, if the Warriors sweep them, it's bad for the NBA because they didn't get to make money. So even people saying like, yeah, they're going to stretch that game out a lot, and then they stretch the game out so much that it's the longest one, the worst officiated game, and they beat the Warriors with KD by dub. Hey, but they won. But they won. Same thing with same thing in the game that they played where LeBron, LeBron, LeBron came back from a 3-1 and they beat the best team in the league. The most amount of wins, the highest defensive efficiency, the second highest offensive efficiency. Steph Curry is the unanimous MVP, but they came back 3-1. And it was strictly only because of LeBron. Even though when they say LeBron scored 40 points in the game at the same time. Kyrie scored 40 points in the game, but LeBron only scored maybe 5 points in the second half. 10. I know in the fourth quarter he damn near didn't score nothing. It was all Kyrie. All mainly Kyrie. But that happened. Draymond was out. But Draymond almost won MVP. Like Draymond in the game 7 had like 30 some points, bunch of rebounds, couple steals, couple 3-point shots. Probably one of the best games Draymond ever played in his life. And they didn't win, and they lost because Steph missed a 3-point shot. But they lost. But you trying to tell me about the bubble. You're trying to tell me about all these different things. Nah, man. I could y'all want to do hypotheticals? I could do a whole bunch of hypotheticals. I could go through a whole bunch of hypotheticals for the Warriors and the Cavaliers and the Warriors and the Lakers. And guess what? I don't think Steph Curry is the best point guard of all time. I think in a couple finals you could replace Steph with another point guard and we probably win. Probably. I will never know. And I'm still thankful for Steph. But even with thinking that, no. I don't think Steph is better than LeBron. I don't think Steph is better than KD when he was on the team. But the reason that's a new argument. The new argument is like KD has never been able to replicate what he did with Steph. Absolutely right. But that don't mean that Steph was better than Kevin Durant when he was on the Warriors. That's bullshit. That's a lie. See, and that's the thing. I'm gonna start pulling up the videos and shit like that people was talking about it. Like you got niggas like Nick Wright talking about LeBron. I mean, KD has never been considered as good as LeBron ever in his career. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. KD won MVP when LeBron was in the league. Westbrook won MVP when LeBron was in the league. There's a couple people that won MVP when they was in the league, but guess what? I'm not mad, but don't talk about the years that Jordan didn't win MVP or the years that Kobe didn't win MVP. Do you think? Do you think if LeBron played on the same team as Shaq in his prime, and he got brought along the same type of way as Shaq, as Kobe did with Shaq? You think if Shaq and Kobe, when Kobe was still trying to reach his prime, trying to move up, and LeBron trying to move up, you think that he would have won the MVP over Shaq? You think that he would have made free throws at the end of the game? Like, you think at that time when you think at that time when they beat Indiana, think at that time when they beat Indiana that if LeBron, I mean if Shaq is averaging this many points, but he fouled out at the end of the game, that LeBron is going to sit on the line and make free throws at the end of the game? Do you think that? Because he might do that, but we don't know that. You think if Kobe and Shaq, you think if Kobe and Shaq couldn't beat the Detroit Pistons, you think LeBron and Shaq could beat the Detroit Pistons? You think LeBron, if Kobe with Gary Payton, Karl Malone, and Shaq with people off the bench didn't beat the Detroit Pistons, you think if you replaced him at that time in his career, you think that they would have won? Do you think that? Because people disrespect these old teams. Kobe and Shaq, one of the greatest duels of all time, and arguably could beat any duel of all time. But when the Pistons beat them, now they garbage. Now they garbage. With the best team that arguably on paperwork that they played with, they lost to the Pistons, and the Pistons just garbage. Pistons is trash now, right? They beat the Lakers, but the Pistons is trash, but they beat arguably the best team in the league because they won the championship, and it's Shaq and Kobe. It's prime time Shaq and Kobe. They beat them, but LeBron would have won. Because that's what y'all like to do. Y'all like to talk about, well, the the Cavaliers beat one of the best teams ever because they had the big record. Okay. The Warriors had 70, 73 and 9. Best defensive efficiency, best offensive efficiency. Best defense, right? Best record, right? Okay. The Detroit Pistons was holding people under 70 points a game. Has the Warriors ever done that? With their best defense, has the Warriors ever done it? Just ask yourself that question. Now, what people like to say is, well, the NBA was, they don't have the players like that. Dude, the Pistons played against every team in the league at least once or twice. And they held them to an average of 70 points a game. It might be lower. If I'm not mistaken, it's 60, but I don't want to say that number, and it's not, we'll say under 70 points a game. But they just that garbage. The Eastern Conference was trash. Okay, the Eastern Conference was trash. But guess what? LeBron played in the trash ass Eastern Conference, and when nobody in the Eastern Conference keeping people under 70. Now, the Pistons might have won the game 85-7 or 85 to 69 or 67. But it ain't no team in the East that kept anybody under 70 points a game as an average since the Pistons. But y'all want to say that they trash. I don't know. I went on a wide range of topics, but y'all gotta stop disrespecting the OGs, man. Y'all gotta cut that shit the fuck out. Y'all gotta cut that out. Y'all gotta cut that shit out. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers that could talk a whole lot of shit, but now in this in the way that we cover games now, the way that we cover games now, it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers just throwing stats out. They never looked at a game. All they do is look at highlights, and the NBA don't promote it. All they do is promote highlights. If you dunked on a nigga, it's gonna be in a commercial in 2 minutes later. But you know, shout out to all the niggas that be dunking on people. That don't mean they win. People that win should mean more than the people that just dunk on people. But that's the way the NBA set up. But I'm gonna end this shit. It's been like a all over the place reporting live from Babylon. But this is NBA talk, just regular talk. But I'm gonna end it right here and maybe come back a little bit later. But tune in, you know, motherfuckers catch this shit. If you disagree with something I said, put it up in the comment section and we get to it. But you're gonna see a whole lot more of this shit. Just me just ranting, talking about, you know, what's on my mind, but it's gonna be a whole lot more stat driven. I'm just going off shit off the top of my head, but I'm definitely gonna have more stat driven shit. I got the computer right next to me. And I tap in with y'all, reporting live from Babylon, you know what I mean? Praise the Lord. Salute to the Most High. We gonna get up out of here though. Some theme music. Salute to all the brothers, man.